Hello, I am Atul Mathur, and today I am going to narrate to you my article titled How Bullshitters Not Just Survive but Thrive Until dash dash dash. This article was originally published in October 2016. And it starts with a note. If you can't see anything meaningful in the blurry image on your screen, that's normal. The clue to this image lies somewhere in the middle of the article. At 7:30 p.m., 3 hours after the office closing time, it was finally our turn to go home. As we were about to leave the premises, my boss made a phone call to his boss. And this was our routine on almost all days. We often stayed back, and he always called his boss while leaving. Not only that, we also sometimes worked on public holidays when everyone else was enjoying with their families. After all, my immediate boss was one of the rising stars in the organization and was well known for going the extra mile. As a young graduate engineer, almost 30 years ago, this was my first foray into the corporate world. And little did I know that I was encountering the first specimen of what would turn out to be a special corporate species, the corporate bullshitters, or CBs in short. CBs are that special breed of people who don't do any solid work, but they create an undetectable illusion of superior performance and capabilities through a range of perception management strategies. And as a result, they rise miraculously in the corporate hierarchy like helium balloons. This article is dedicated to the art of bullshitting and how it goes undetected in typically hazy corporate environment. Corporate population 3 basket distribution. Over the last 30 years, I've had the privilege of working with wide variety of people, and overall, the corporate population can be packed into 3 baskets: W minus S, S minus W, and W plus S. W minus S, excellent work but not smart. People falling in W minus S basket are highly competent and do excellent work, but unfortunately, they lack the crucial ingredient required for corporate growth: smartness. By smartness, I mean they are not fluent communicators and lack quick thinking on the feet. They may not dress as smartly as others and often project lack of self-confidence in meetings. W-S are often overlooked for promotions thanks to getting labeled as not managerial or leadership type. Being the weakest in the corporate pyramid, these people often take up the most difficult and challenging tasks and also get blamed when things go wrong. Overall, W-S form the backbone of an organization. In fact, when they apply for leave, everyone worries about who will do the actual work. Finally, on the backs of W S crowd, the people in the second basket, that is S W, thrive. S W, smart but no work. S W characters are incompetent and care a damn about actual work or teams or organizational interests, and simply stay clear of any direct responsibilities. While personally not doing any solid work, they relentlessly and ruthlessly delegate and use the characters in the first basket, that is W S, to get the things done. And when it comes to taking the credit, they don't mind gobbling it all. But S W have one great strength, which enables them to sail smoothly, and that is smartness. They are master communicators and manipulators, and their body language is forceful, projecting high self-confidence outside, even if they suffer from deep insecurities inside. They always give an impression of being a driver or leader. S W are often labeled as leadership or managerial material and enjoy steady growth in corporate hierarchy. W plus S, excellent work and also smart. Few people are both great at work and smart to the optimum level. Deservedly, they rise to the very top of the corporate hierarchy. If S W people feel shaky ever, it is in front of the W plus S characters. So the question is, which basket corporate bullshitters belong to? Well, no guess is required here. Obviously, CBs are the highly distilled version of the second basket, S W characters. I'm sure you've come across a few exceptional characters in your career who are incompetent and irresponsible, but by the sheer power of their talking talent, they end up becoming bosses of more competent people. How does it happen? Deception of perception. Ideally, in an organization, anyone not performing or contributing to the hard results should not survive, leave alone thrive. So how do CBs rise? The answer lies in just a single word, and that word is perception. What we perceive is often not the whole reality. Look at the grainy picture again in your screen, and can you see a cow there? If not, just wait to get to the end of this article. Unlike others, CBs know a little secret, which is their ticket to comfortable ride. And that is, there is performance, and then there is perception of performance. Their game plan comprises two simple steps. Step number 1. Surround yourself with the best performers and dump the real work on them. Step number 2. While the work is taken care of by someone else, focus squarely on managing bosses' perceptions, which means fluent communications, forceful presence in meetings, and projection of leadership traits. This two-step strategy works well in typically hazy corporate environments, where how you look, walk, and talk often obscures what you actually do. So the question is, can you spot a corporate bullshitter in the crowd? Bullshitting classic symptoms. To spot bullshitters around you, look at the managerial type of characters around you and spot the following symptoms. Work-related symptoms. Teflon character. Who is like Teflon with nothing sticking to them? Who invariably stays clear of direct responsibility for difficult, challenging work. Classic CBs act like postmen. Any difficult stuff coming their way simply gets posted to others in the team. Busybody, who stays busy with trivial stuff like attending useless meetings, going on tours here and there, emailing, shuffling some useless papers, etc., instead of doing solid work that requires focused attention. CBs typically act busier than others. Exploiter, who surrounds himself or herself with best of the people available in the office and exploits them. CBs are like island of incompetence in the sea of competence. Resource sucker, who wants more and more resources and always remains on lookout to corner more people into the department. Highly insecure, CBs keep sucking organization resources in their direction. And now some perception related symptoms. Master communicator, who are the most fluent communicators with answers for anything, anytime. Confident, who projects dominant presence in the office. Informant, who excels keeping the boss informed all the time. Chameleon, who behaves nicely, warmly with bosses and clients, but ruthlessly with own subordinates. And finally, the extra miler, who does nothing solid during the normal working hours, but can't stop going the extra mile by staying late or working on weekends and even plugging in from the vacation. CVs thrive until dash dash dash. So is the rise of corporate bullshitters unstoppable in an organization? Yes, until performance becomes more important than the perception of performance. Think about it. Is bullshitting possible in sports or art or music? Can you hide your performance in a football match or swimming competition or a stage performance? No. In all situations where a person's individual performance is on display for everyone to see in black and white, CBs have no chance of survival. I have seen the bottom of S-W basket falling off for some CBs when they suddenly meet a boss who squarely focuses on performance and is too smart to be swayed by smart talk alone. To conclude, nothing much has changed since I first entered the corporate world 30 years ago. Even today, in most organizations, despite elaborate appraisal systems, perception of performance, for example, staying late, talking smartly, acting confident, etc., is mistaken as performance. In the garden you pass by every day, if someone planted a few plastic flowers along with the real ones, would you be able to spot them? From a distance, you may not be able to see the difference unless you go real close. Same is the situation in many organizations where bullshitters mingle with real performers and bloom. Typically, like plastic flowers, they go undetected and outlast the real flowers. In the words of Sir Arthur Conan Doyle, there is nothing more deceptive than an obvious fact. The reality of a person's character, competence, and contribution often lies behind the smoke screen of our quick perceptions. Ignore the smoke. Well, the article has ended, but you still can't see the cow. Here it is. Thanks for listening.